We simply call this segment Capitol Spotlight because we take 5 minutes before a session of the General Assembly and discuss with one of the members some of the things they've been working on and how it might impact us here in the Ocean State. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to welcome back a woman from the Rhode Island House of Representatives we've talked to many times, the Honorable State Representative Teresa Tanzi. Representative, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Dave. It's good to see you as well.
You know, we had you on Straight from the Gavel a few months ago, and we talked about this legislation regarding drones. Now, when people hear the term drones, they think of military and they think of warfare, but you are approaching the use of drones in a different way, and you have legislation that's dealing with that. Bring our viewers up to date.
Absolutely. Thank you. The use that I'm most interested in is that of law enforcement, and this is a new technology, an emerging technology, and the cost of it has really dramatically come down. So I think while maybe 2 or 3 years ago people would have said, drones, what are they? They're too expensive, they're something that only the military would be using. Now when it's possible to purchase one at $350 at the outlet mall, it's becoming much more understandable that the police are inevitably going to want to adopt these policies to make their lives easier.
Well, and again, when you talk about the prices dropping, I don't know if this qualifies as a drone or not, but I was in a shopping mall recently where there was a kiosk with a guy selling these helicopters that were remote controlled. They had built-in video cameras on them that could transmit to your laptop, and who knows where a person could take one of those, not to mention law enforcement, just your next door neighbor.
Exactly right. It had 4 propellers on it, I'm guessing, and not propellers that we may have envisioned in this direction, but more of this direction.
Sure.
They have amazing capabilities now, and they're widely available.
Well, I remember you were subjected in a piece in conjunction with the Providence Journal where you let them snoop on you.
Yes.
And it was for a story, a feature story they wrote about this topic, and you were astonished at what they could see and what they learned.
It was one of the most remarkable experiences that I've had. I had put the legislation in last year. I had some familiarity with them, but I'd never seen their capability. And again, this was one that was purchased for $350 at a mall, and it had the ability to fully watch me throughout the day as I went about my business. And there were times where I had no awareness of them being outside my window. And there was one scene in particular outside my bedroom where they were hovering, and I really, truly did not know that they were there.
Now, I would presume that you're going to ask law enforcement to follow the same kinds of procedures when they seek a wiretap or something of that nature, that they get approval from a court before they use anything like this in evidence gathering. That's my guess.
That's exactly right. So we have the existing framework of the wiretap, and we're inserting the new technology into that.
See, and again, you know, that's really courageous legislation, Representative, because the easy thing for somebody to say watching this right now is, well, if you don't have anything to hide, why would it bother you? Because we're asking for open season on tyranny. It's the price you pay for living in a democracy, and you want people to play by the rules. And now, when we've learned some of the things that our federal government may be doing to us in the way of data keeping, record keeping, eavesdropping, I think a lot more people are a little sensitive about how much of our personal information is being disseminated to the government.
That's right. I think Snowden and the NSA scandal that broke over the summer has really helped raise awareness on this issue. And then Amazon has put forth a proposal to use drones, so to do deliveries. So, from the bizarre to the obscure, the uses of drones are becoming much more open.
And again, I think we really have to, and I applaud you for looking at the issue of privacy, because right now, credit card theft, identity theft is now superseding all the B&Es in the United States of America in terms of the amount of dollars that are confiscated through illegal means from somebody stealing information that is personal and private to you and using it for unsavory things.
Right, that's true. I mean, the law enforcement piece, which is the piece that I cover in the bill, it looks to create a sense of order for their use, and that's really what I'm going forward. The one thing that I've heard major concerns about during this time period has been people worrying about search and rescue. These are emergency type situations where people feel that the response needs to be immediate, and there is a provision within the bill that allows for law enforcement to go ahead and to go forth and do the search for the lost person or the person in imminent harm's way, and then go back and report to the judge.
And good for you, because that's good common sense. And again, I really salute you for this work, because it's very important. And this gives an idea, too, of what governments are going to have to do as technology continues to get more available, accessible, more affordable. And it's very interesting. In 30 seconds, where does the legislation stand right now?
It has been introduced. We'll have a hearing in House Judiciary. I'm still having talks. I need to speak to Justice Gibney in order to get her feedback on the procedure that we've established. I need to continue talks. I just had a meeting with the state police, with Colonel O'Donnell, and we're working with the hobbyists to make sure that their rights are protected. And I am looking, into the possibility of civilian use. It's not something that I initially had thought about, but people I think are more worried, and rightly so, about the average person using one to snoop than they would the police. The police are not, by nature, going to be using these things for snooping. So it's opened up a whole new world.
Well, it's very interesting, and it seems like you've thought of just about everything. Thank you so much for talking to us today. It's interesting legislation. My best to you and your colleagues in the House.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And, of course, we could not do it without you. Thank you so much for watching. For Capitol Television and Capitol Spotlight, my name is Dave Barber.